Oh, holiday time, holiday time. Oh, sun, sea, sand. Oh, Barcelona. No, stop. Not Barcelona. No, 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 no. Barcelona, where the locals are so over tourism that they're actually, they're literally spraying them away. Not spaying. That they might. Let's be extreme. Anyway, spraying them away. You see, Barcelona, the city of sun, sea, and really irritated locals. Well, the place might look like it's thriving. The beach is packed, the tourists swarming, literally, and the restaurants are bursting at the seams. But if you ask the residents, they're not happy. No. They're more than ready to hit the off switch on this tourism frenzy. There's so many reasons why you should go to Barcelona and so many reasons why you shouldn't. Well, obviously, you don't want to get mugged. Now, when we went to Barcelona, yes, I cycled to Barcelona, I did, with my son. And we got mugged. It was a friendly mugging, no fisticuffs or knives involved, or even rehypnol. No. It was a friendly mugging. But when we reported it, they told us, oh, right, okay, over there. They got over 300 complaints a day, they told us. Yeah. And then we headed off to the old hostel. Yeah, not the ones where they take the eyeballs out and stuff. That's just a movie, just get that straight. Anyway, we went off to the hostel and we met a Dutch couple on a tandem who said, oh, we were mugged last year. It's just so common. And we came home. And my eldest son's mate, he said, oh, we were mugged last year as well. We were actually beaten up, we were. I thought, crikey, I think we come off lightly. Well, I certainly did, because I've got the common sense to hide my money belt where nobody wants to go, including the missus. Whereas my son, he had that money belt, well, his wallet basically in his pocket, like he normally does. Fool! Well, you see, what they do in Barcelona, they spray you for a variety of different reasons. There's another reason why they will spray you. The kids will mark you with a water pistol. Because that's what happened to us. They mark you with a water pistol when you go to the cash point. So there you are, your shirts are so flippin' hot, they squirt you, and you got a wet patch on your back. And then they know that you, or they're just accomplices, their accomplice comes along and, actually the kids were doing the spraying. You turn around, there's the kids messing about, you think. But no. Mummy and Daddy sent them off to do the spraying. As people went to the cash point and got some cash out, because they know you got money in your pocket. Well, anyway, we're walking our way back to, we're going to, back to the beach, because we were free camping on the beach. We were. Anyway, that's what we would do. And two guys turn up in anyway, they said they were a policeman. They clearly were not policemen, but it was in the moment, you could say. We felt very foolish afterwards. But I had my money hidden in the nether regions. That I did. And they got nothing from me, because all I had in my wallet was €20. It was too obvious what they were doing, so they wanted to go for your wallet. Drugs, you see. Yeah. This was after we just tried to help somebody, give them directions to the Sagrada Familia. You know, that great big cathedral Gaudi thing, gaudy Gaudi. Anyway, it's blooming ugly. That big old cathedral. We were there. Yeah. Anyway, he was also an accomplice. And then these guys turned up in that car. Started sniffing our wallets. Sleight of hand. Took about 70 quid out of Darren's, my son's wallet. Anyway, the thing is, you got to ask yourself, do you really want to go to Barcelona in the first place? It is a very fascinating place, and old town Barcelona is gorgeous. The new town is all a bit like London, and gherkins and stuff. They got their own little gherkin, yeah. Anyway, sure, the pandemic did put the brakes on Spain's tourism somewhat, didn't it? But now it's back in full swing, and people are loving Barcelona again. The tourists, that is. A little bit too much. The locals are not exactly happy. No, we don't want tourism in our buildings. This is not a beach resort. No, You see, they're kicking off, and they're putting pressure on the local government, and the local government is having to step in. Well, they're not exactly feeling the love. No. Nope. In fact, they're so fed up that they're taken to the streets, sometimes armed with water pistols, to protest the never-ending parade of visitors. Sometimes they've got these banners and they're hanging around outside the restaurants, and the couple, what's it say on the banner? It says things like, apparently a balconing is very popular this time of year. Sounds a bit aggressive to me, but anyway. So, now, take the latest viral moment, for instance. Barcelona activists are also spraying unsuspecting tourists with water pistols. Not necessarily to take your money, no. Just for a bit of fun, because you make you wet, basically. Not to mention the crafty locals near Park Güell who got so tired of losing their bus seats to tourists. What they do? They convinced the city to erase the bus routes from the online maps. Genius. Until somebody actually post the bus route somewhere else. You know it's going to be. It'll be on a Facebook group somewhere where they got no control of it whatsoever. And it's not just Barcelona. Over in Mallorca, residents decided to reclaim one of the island's most Instagrammable beaches by occupying it in mass. Literally in mass. I understand. I wouldn't like it either. No. Would you really? You know, it's getting out of hand. It really is. Look at that. It's like, I don't know if I wouldn't even want to go on holiday if it's like that. Why would anyone want cheek to jewel and all that, be sharing each other, and we'd be stealing each other's sun. You can. I'll tell you what though, you be careful. You roll over, you'll be putting cream on the wrong woman if you're not careful. Anyway, and then you got those who just want to go and visit the Sagrada Familia. Oh my giddy aunt, been there, not impressed. It's not just it's by Gaudi, but it's gaudy. I don't think it's particularly pretty. It looks like an afterthought. Oh, a slap another bit on there. That's what it looks like to me. Am I an uncultured swine that I am? Yeah, right. Anyway. Meanwhile, in Alicante, protesters were out in full force chanting, mass tourism destroys our neighbourhood. It does. While waving signs like, out with the holy flats and stop Airbnb. Clearly, they're over it. They're over tourism. Now, some people argue. You get the comments, don't you? They tell us, oh, well, what else have they got? Don't they want our money? That kind of arrogance. But this has got out of hand. There's no balance in it. What good is money from tourism if you got nowhere to live? If the house prices have gone up to extreme levels, and if you get when they're all getting bought up, you see. Properties are getting bought up by those who want to rent them out on Airbnb. Now, one high school biology teacher, Marty Cuso, who helped organise Barcelona's latest protest, didn't hold back. No. He says, tourism pays the lowest wages. Yes. I remember seeing a video clip of one young restaurant worker who's been paid a pittance, but the people treat him like muck. Like he shouldn't even be there. He says, in my own country, he said. How embarrassing. I find it embarrassing. No wonder we're not highly respected in Spain. And many other countries on the continent and elsewhere, probably, if we behave like that. You see, it's entitlement, which is an issue. People feel entitled to absolutely everything these days. It's your right. No. The right is on those you should apply your respect to others. So, the locals, they can't afford to live. It's pushing locals out and it's breaking up communities. Families are breaking up because, well, the kids are buggering off to find work elsewhere where they're getting paid a decent wage. In the cities. Away from Barcelona. Away from the tourism cities. Maybe they're heading to Alicante and places like that. Places more inland. No. There's also trash in the city's health, transport, waste systems. They can't cope with the poo. No. But no big deal, right? No, as long as we get our sun, sea and sand, that's all that matter. Anyway, Cazo and his fellow protesters aren't mad at the tourists themselves, per se. I bet they are, really. But anyway, they're saving their frustration for the government. Because we can remember, this money is going to... Not all of it is going to local government, you see. A lot of it is going to central government. You're talking about taxes and stuff, you see. Central government. So the people in those countries, in those, towns and cities, what have you, in Spain, aren't necessarily getting the benefit from it. No. Sounds a bit like Scotland, wouldn't you say? Where Scotland's been bled dry by Westminster. That's very similar, doesn't it? Central government and all that. So anyway, they say the tourism industry, it's expanding without care in the world for the chaos that it's causing. And it is causing chaos. Let alone all the flights. Did you realise a jet requires 100 trees to mature for 10 years for every hour of flight to compensate for the emissions? Not great, is it, really? Now, make the economy less about catering to tourists and more about actually letting locals live in their own city. Business investment, for instance. Manufacturing even. Creating stuff. Making stuff. Growing olives. Whatever. Well, the frustration is absolutely real. It really is. And especially when you consider that that Barcelona's 1.6 million residents had to share their city with a whopping 26 million tourists. Okay, not all at the same time. Just 1 year. This was last year. The explosion of short-term rentals has driven up the prices and driven out locals, turning apartment buildings into makeshift hotels where new, noisy neighbours, you know the type. Are you one of them? Leave in the comments down below. They show up every week, causing mayhem. They take Pamela Batagam. What don't know how you pronounce that, Batagam? Pamela. Oh, anyway. She's been in her apartment for 13 years and now wonders where she'll go when her lease is up. With the tourism, puking off balconies and rental prices are skyrocketing. You take end up with a new lease, she's going to end up with a new price, isn't she? Landlords are going to profiteer, aren't they? Now she's feeling a little bit concerned and cornered by the situation. Her neighbour, mate Martin, has been in the same building for 24 years and planned to retire until now. Facing eviction in 2028 because the landlord wants to, put it over to tourism, make more money, you see. And she's been hit with moments of depression, unsure what to do next. You see, this affects people's lives. People just want to live most people just want to live a simple life. They just want to keep the roof over their head, feed themselves and their family, pay their bills, and maybe go out occasionally and have a good time. How can you have a good time when it's like that? And when you have this mass over-tourism, rules get applied that don't just affect the tourists, it affects everybody. Those who, for argument's sake, some beaches you'd be allowed to walk your dogs on, not anymore, because a lot of people abuse it and don't respect it because they don't live there. Now, it isn't just Spain, it's other countries as well. Some areas in France, Portugal, etc., etc., Italy. They all had enough. But central government, you see, still wants the revenue. The city council, sensing, Barcelona, sensing the growing anger, the protests cost money, remember that, has cooked up a plan to ban all short-term holiday rentals by 2028. This is genius. It's proper action. I wonder if we're going to see any proper action by this new Labour government. This is a way of nipping it in the bud quickly. Would you invest or buy up property for the purpose of renting if you can't rent it? Anyway, they're hoping this is going to magically free up around 10,000 homes for locals. For the landlords, they're not happy. Obviously, landlords and apartment owners, yes, they're not exactly thrilled about it. Because they're not going to be making money. Anyway, the council's stance: sure, we'll have tourists, but we need to make sure that the people can live here too. So that's sensible. That's what you could call common sense. Now, naturally, the apartment owners are fighting back, insisting that their rights are being trampled. What about the rights of people living there, or trying to live there, and predicting everything from skyrocketing hotel prices to black market rentals? Maybe the skyrocketing hotel prices might okay, those low money can't afford it. Maybe they won't be able to come. But anyway, it's one way of controlling that, I suppose. But the city council is holding firm, and come 2028, short-term tourist rentals are out of the question. You won't be able to get permission. No. And inspectors will be on the prowl because they're going to expect some black market rentals. Some people basically renting properties out on the quiet. Shh. The Airbnb, of course, has chimed in. Oh, of course they would. Yeah, saying, they're all for balance regulations here, right? And blaming housing shortages on the lack of new homes, not the platform itself. Let me just remind you. Okay. You can't. No matter how many houses you build, it's not going to make the beaches any clearer, is it? It's not going to make them a little bit more head pretty. You can't socially distance there, can you? But like that, you can't be in your bubble. No. For God's sake. Now, meanwhile, some crafty locals near Park Güell they take matters into their own hands by lobbying to have their bus route wiped from the maps, online maps, etc., to battle tourists for a seat. Yeah, they don't have to do that. Why should they? These people are trying to get to work and what have you, and they just can't. Can you imagine that? Honestly, I wouldn't like it. I really wouldn't. I'm a bit of a loner, me, so I like my space. I live rural here, and all I got is grass, sheep, cows, and the missus. I've got the grandchildren at the moment, but there you go. So, with Barcelona, it remains a top destination. Obviously, it is a fantastic place. It really is. And the people who actually live there are doing every thing they can to make sure it stays livable for them. Not just for the millions of tourists who keep flocking to their city. Now, Barcelona draws in millions of tourists every single year, but many residents have had enough and are taking action. Why the hell shouldn't they? It's their city, and it's their right, isn't it? Their right to be able to live a comfortable life. I'm not just talking about money as in comfort, obviously, because they will be paid a decent wage, but an actual roof over their heads. So not sofa surf, not, can't afford to buy a property. It'd not be funny. It's just constantly pushing the prices up again and again, and it just gets out of hand. And it has got out of hand. It's become impossible. Look what's gone on in the UK about house prices, man. But wherever it's congested or there's a lack of house building going on, there's obviously not enough property, and the prices, the lack of supply dictates the price, doesn't it? So it is. Be most kind and boot the old like button because it helps the channel, and maybe the little bell icon because then you get one fuzzy thing in your pocket every time I upload another video. I got my sort of Sunbury wear on today because I think we're going to Barcelona. But this time I'm not going to bike there. No. No. Push bike. I don't mind a motorbike, that's fine. But push bike, don't want to do that again. No. I'd manage it anyway. Toodaloo.